Dagenham, on the banks of London's River Thames, is one of the great anvils of the motor industry. At this and other plants, Ford of Britain shape and fashion 3,000 cars every day. Cars for the family, the businessman, the traveller and the housewife. By a skillful blend of design, engineering and manufacture, Dagenham has also produced one of the classic competition cars of this generation. That car is the Cortina. The facts about it are already part of motoring history. It took 4 years and £12 million to develop. It was an instant success from the day of its launch. By the time the car's second birthday was celebrated, it was being sold at a rate of well over 1,000 a day and playing a significant part in British exports. The men who build the Cortina mark with pride that their car has won more races and rallies than any other saloon car ever before. Success came quickly in 1963 and set a pattern for the following year. On the tortuous testing rally roads and in the tight discipline of the circuits, 1964 became indeed the year of the Cortina, at the height of which came the very special award, Car of the Year. This then is the story of that year, when victory piled upon victory, one championship after another, and the motoring press wrote Cortina across the headlines of the world. In motor racing and rallying, you have to win the hard way. You match a fine car with a top driver, and then you try and break both their hearts with practice, and more practice. You set an uncompromising standard for engine, suspension, tires, and the whole complex of the car, and then you start practicing all over again. You turn your drivers loose in conditions like this test track where the British Army tries to break up its tanks. You watch and time them having their own private battles, and if they survive, you still haven't won a single race, but at least you know you're in the competition business. In a special factory just north of London, an even more powerful version of the car is developed, the Cortina Lotus, being brought to racing trim for the 1964 season. Chapman, Wizard of Lotus, is always available to advise and check the work of his experts. There's a long-standing link between Ford and Lotus. Chapman developed the 995cc Anglia engine in the Formula Junior racing car. This remarkable little power pack swept the Green Lotus by hundreds of checkered flags and took the championship year after year. The experts recognized in the Cortina another world beater from Ford. March, and the start of the motor racing season in Britain. And in good British weather, too. Torrential rain, a near-flooded course, and the promise of some dicey motoring. Points scored on this windy, rain-swept track count towards the vital British Saloon Car Championship. The turn of the rally boys again in the September run Tour de France. Throughout July and August, another 16 top international victories have been notched up by Cortinas, including 4 in Australia and the 12-hour in Marlborough, USA. From Finland to France, Canada to Copenhagen, this was a glorious summer. This time, David Seagull-Morris and Vic Elford were partners to come into the French Riviera as outright winners in the handicap touring category and also first in their class. It was garlands, garlands all the way. On the same day, over 700 miles to the east, in the Hungarian capital of Budapest, A fast and frantic start for almost everyone. The Budapest Grand Prix, run over the cobbled streets and squares in the city centre, is a new event in the motoring calendar. Light rain and mist make a slippery surface for the tightly bunched cars. Sir John Whitmore in Cortina 22 has a cracking time on the many sharp bends. The Cortina's high-stepping like thoroughbreds. Afternoon sunshine dries out the streets and the pace hots up with a vengeance. Whitmore drives his Cortina harder and harder to hurl down the last straight and write yet another class victory in the record book. Racing is a wonderful game. You have a vast crowd on its toes. You collect garlands like a god. These are indeed the heady heights of success. One more rally as autumn crowds into winter. The British RAC held in November. Vic Elford, followed by David Seagull-Morris and then Henry Taylor, swing out of the last checkpoint and into the night, heading for London. 2,000 miles of hot and strong rally driving are behind them. The old team still together as their headlights follow one another on the last stage. Elford and Stone, Seagull-Morris and Nash, Taylor and Melia. The rally aces are coming home. At Chelsea in London, the crowds wait. So too wait Peggy Taylor and Mary Elford. Henry Taylor, still looking relaxed, although snarled up in the outer London traffic. Vic Elford and David Stone drive in to the roar of the crowd, their teammates hard behind them. Once more, the Cortinas have the team prize, plus 2 class wins and a 3rd overall. The boys have done it again. Rally driving is a grand sport. Everybody feels good for you and you're on top of the world in your hour of victory. This is the way it was in 1964. An action-packed year with cups and more cups, gold, silver and bronze. The glittering harvest of the year of the Cortina.